Welcome cutters to OFMP headquarters here. It's a quick little video to teach you how to use our new amazing kind of mini warp boards that our volunteer Justin George made us a couple days ago. These are really great kind of mini versions of what a weaver would use to wind off multiple yards of thread that go into the loom when you weave. As a weaver, I thought about this as a solution to how we could consistently and quickly cut ties for our masks. So this is just a quick little video to show you how to use these. I have mine clamped to a table like this, where the pegs are pointing out towards me. But if you prefer, you can raise it and put it above the table. Some people like that so that they're pointing up. And you can, put this on a surface that is at a good height for you. I have this on a table on risers so that it's at my waist height, and that works out pretty well. A little bit higher would work too if you have a shelf that you don't mind clamping this to. You do want to be careful. The clamp can hurt the surface of the table or shelf that you clamp this to. So if you care about the wood or it's an heirloom, then you might want to put down a couple of pieces of cardboard between the clamps. Tops and bottoms, or some scrap leather or something to keep the metal of the clamp from harming the surface of your table. This is a plastic table, so I didn't clamp it down too hard myself. There's different kinds of clamps that you can use. We have a few here. So when you get one of these, if you don't have C-clamps or vice grips, these wrench clamps, there's a lot of different ways, that you can clamp these to a surface, and that's really the best way to make this a speedy process. This is our brake tape. There's different types of cord that are coming to us depending on supplier availability. This is a bit thinner and it goes pretty quick. In the beginning of the roll, it's pretty easy to just pop this down on the ground and just spool off of it. As it goes in, it's not set up the same way that a weaver cone would be, so that it's in a cone shape and comes off easily. You might find that putting it horizontal in like a shoebox or something so that it can spin and roll off is might be a way to go. If you have a family member who wants to wind it off as you tie, that's another way to maybe incorporate small hands that you might have around the house, or just someone else that's also watching whatever you're watching while you're doing this. I'm going to pop this on the ground like this and tie my tie to the one peg on the left. So I just tied a knot there to the side. And now I'm going to take my brake tape, and I'm just going to start winding from one peg to the other. And I'm going to be counting when I hit this peg. I'm going to count. So my goal is to get to 25. That's what we call a half batch here. And that's how we'll be packaging these ties. So I started here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 25. Now when I get to here, I'm going to go ahead and come back around, and that's really going to be the complete rotation of 25 1-yard ties, or actually 50, 1-yard ties. Then we can bundle these together, and what we're going to do is cut these in half so that we're going to end up with 100 18-inch ties. I'm going to take 2 scraps of material to tie these half with, so that I can cut them into the sections that our stitchers need. Nothing too tight. I'm actually doing a slip knot. And since this is clamped to a ruled surface, I'm going to look and find my middle mark in my yard. So I'm going to start with this side and keep tension. You see I'm pulling this off, but keeping the loop there. I'm going to cut that. Then I'm going to come over to the halfway mark and cut that. And then carefully cut this in half. And that's how we'll end up with 100 18-inch ties. That will give our stitchers enough ties to make a half batch, which is 25 masks.